What's up guys, Kyle Klein here. For the first time, I'm going to be showing you what I've been carrying in my bag for the 2020 season. Start off this Baseline Sensei. I've been throwing this for about 2 months now. It's getting really flippy. I can start it out on any shot. I'll throw it on a hyzer, probably this angle. It'll flip to flat and ride to the right. Or what I like to do sometimes is throw it on forehands. For example, hole 4 at Maple Hill is throwing this on a little hyzer and going and just flipping flat and riding. My goal for this disc is to get it to about paper plate level flippiness. So it's kind of like a get out of jail free card, as Paul Ulebar likes to call it. Next is this D-Line P2. I've been throwing this for about a year, I'd say. It's still got a little bit of stability. I'll put it on a hyzer to go flat and just throw it on hyzer, go straight. That's all it does for me. Throw it on a turnover, it'll hold. Next is the Simon Lizotte Signature Sky God 3. This is my overstable approach putter. I'll throw it flat, it'll hyzer, throw it on ante, it'll just work out to flat. This is my most utilized putter, I'd say. I throw this probably the most for upshots. Haven't been throwing this one too long, just really like it for those overstable approach shots. And lastly, for my throwing putters is an Exo Hard Tactic. This is only for forehands for me. This is just what I'm throwing for all my forehand approaches inside probably 250. Outside 250, I'll probably switch to something a little faster, but this is super controllable for me. I'll throw it straight. It'll have a nice fade throw on it, and it'll work out and finish to the right, which is really nice for me. I put with the Eagle McMahon Signature Glow P-Line P2. This one is my main putter right now. I've been liking this one, it's pretty new. I got this from my buddy Ezra Adderhold at Jonesboro. This is what I putted with there. It's just got a really nice grip to it, pretty consistently stable. I can throw it out. If it's a longer putt, I'll throw it out to the right of the basket, it'll hyzer in. And just really consistent, really liking this. And then this one is just my backup. It's a little bit straighter. I can use this for longer putts, probably upwards of 90 feet, I'd say, for any like a jump putt or like a long spin putt. And I have 2 more Glow P-Line P2s just for warm up and backups in case I ever lose those 2 or they just get a little bit too beat in. This first one is a Color Glow C-Line MD5. This is similar to that Exo Hard Tactic I've been throwing. It's just more stable, a little faster, and it's just got a little bit more of a hook at the end for a little more headwind situations. I'll use this even for like a headwind putt. If it's like a, I don't know, straight 20, 25 mile an hour headwind, I'll bust this out. This is for forehands, backhands, escape shots. I'll use this for really anything I really need to. Next, I have 2 C-Line MDs. These are my workhorse mid-ranges for sure. I can throw these anywhere. Really controllable. They're just a great point and shoot mid-range. I recommend these for anybody who's just looking for a nice straight to slight fade mid-range. This red one is a little bit more beat in. I'll throw this on a hyzer, it'll pop to flat and ride a little bit to the right. And this purple one I got from Steve Broad is straighter to a little more overstable. So I'll throw this dead straight, it'll go straight and have a tiny bit of fade at the end. Next mid-range I carry is a Glow C-Line MD3. This is my most understable mid-range. I'll be throwing this one here at Hornet's Nest for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship quite a bit. I'll be throwing it on nice hyzers. It'll flip to flat and ride pretty far to the right. It's not gonna have really any fade at the end. It's just gonna hold that nice anhyzer line. My last mid-range is a C-Line MD4. This is my overstable mid-range. I'm gonna throw in this one pretty flat, letting it fade to the left. I'll throw it on some antes and let it work out, but this is just my basic overstable mid-range. I'm only carrying 3 real control fairway drivers right now. I'll start you guys off with the most understable, is this Evolution Neo Essence. All I really throw this for is rollers here and there. I'll throw this for an air shot once in a while, but most of the time I'll just be throwing this pretty flat, turn over, hit and get a nice roll. So I've been really loving this for lately. Next in understability is this Nate Perkins Night Strike. I got this one from Nate himself at Idlewild, I believe. This is just my go-to straight to understable fairway driver. I'll throw this on a little hyzer, it'll flip to flat and just go dead straight. There's no real movement after it flips to flat. It's just a super controllable point and shoot fairway driver. My last control fairway driver is a first run C-Line FD2. This one is just a pretty straight, neutral fairway driver. I'll throw it straight, it'll have a little bit of fade at the end. And even, I've been digging this on some forehands as well. It's got a really nice feel in my hand for forehands, for me at least. I'll be throwing it flat, it'll get a tiny bit of turn and then have a nice fade at the end. All right, I'll move on to my overstable fairway drivers now. The most overstable is this Glow FD3. I'm in love with this run of FD3 specifically. It's super overstable. I can throw this on any shot, really. I'll throw it on a nice flex line, throw it at probably this angle to work all the way out and get a nice skip. I can throw this backhand the same way. Even that, I can throw it for grenades, thumbers, really anything. Next is this Simon Lizotte signature swirly S-Line FD3. I've been really loving this for just this basic overstable shots. Nice hyzers, I'll throw it, it'll spike in. It's a little less overstable than that Glow one I just showed, but it's just a little bit less overstable, but it's still really controllable for me. And lastly is this, another Doombird. This is a Doombird 1. This is my forehand FD3. If I have to throw any shot straight to overstable, it'll be this disc. I'll throw it straight. It's not gonna get a whole lot of turn, but it's just gonna have that nice aggressive FD3 hook at the end. All right, next I'm gonna go to my distance drivers. Start you guys off with my PDs. This is a Avery Jenkins signature Color Glow PD. I've been loving this one for just some nice hyzer shots. I'll throw it on a hyzer, it'll flip to flat and give it a little bit of turn. Or I can just throw it on an ante, it'll just hold a long way. Just really, really workable distance driver / control driver. My other PD is a Colt Montgomery signature swirly S-Line PD. This is my overstable PD. I'll throw this on a nice flat shot. It'll just go really straight and have a nice hook to it. It'll fight a headwind really nicely. This is just a nice overstable distance driver. Moving on to my PD2s. I carry 3. Start you guys with my most overstable is this C-Line PD2. This is just my headwind fighter. If I have any headwind at all, I'll throw this hard, it'll go straight and finish left always. It's only 172 grams, but that doesn't leave out any overstability. This thing is really overstable. I'll throw this on an ante. Here, it'll fight all the way out and give me a nice skip left. And my other 2 are this S-Line one and this C-Line PD2. These fly relatively the same. It just depends on really which one I'm feeling that day. My more of a go-to PD2 is this white one right here. I'll throw this for any golf distance shot. I just need to go straight, give me a little bit of turn, and then fade. And this one's more of just a longer forehand shot. I'll throw this on a forehand, on a little ante, it'll hold it, and it'll just work out. Give me a nice, probably 350 feet. Finally, my DD3s. Start with my most understable is this first run S-Line. This is my long distance forehand driver. I'll throw this on a nice hyzer, it'll flip to flat and just go, and it'll probably give me about 400 feet, I'd say, for forehand distance. For backhands, I'd have to throw it on probably a nice hyzer about here. It'll flip and roll all the way up and give me a nice carry. Next is this Cloudbreaker 2. This is my maximum distance driver. I'll throw this on a hyzer about here, it'll flip to flat and give me a nice ride. If there's any tailwind at all and just an open hole, I'll rip this out as hard as I can. I know it's not gonna roll over or fade out. It's just a nice, trustable distance driver. Lastly, is this other Cloudbreaker 2. This is a little bit more overstable than that blue one. I'll throw this flat, it'll give me a tiny bit of turn and then have a nice fade at the end. I've been throwing this for all of my golf distance shots that need to go a little bit farther than those PD2s. All right, that'll do it for my bag. I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Discmania, for providing me with all the discs I needed to succeed this year out on tour going into next year. Thanks for watching, and go to your nearest local retailer and pick up some Discmania plastic.